Doomsday 3.
We're in Doomsday 1.
No question in my mind.
He came from one of the toughest areas of Phoenix. Most of his friends,
You got people on the TV talking about it. You better get your ass to the ball. You better get to the ball.
I just got to say, when it comes to Dallas Cowboys, well,
That's different.
For sure, they would have thrown it off because
This guy gets on you.
And then you said that I go to bed every night like. Gee, man, I promise you that. We got a special. What is up, Cowboys Nation and everybody else? Everyone in between, as you like to say. Mike Tag here with Jimmy Dee. It's a Monday, long weekend, a little Father's Day weekend. So hopefully I'll be the last to wish you guys a happy Father's Day. Hopefully it was a good day. Hopefully you guys were treated and pampered like you're supposed to be and all that kind of good stuff. So what's up, Jimmy Dee? And make sure you guys hit that subscribe, like, and share before I forget. I'm always bad at it. But Jimmy Dee, how was your weekend?
Cuts, Vince, what's up? It was fun. It was a good time, man. We as you can see, I posted something on X or Twitter or whatever the hell you call it on Saturday. That night evolved pretty rapidly, or I should say devolved. But we had a really good Father's Day. It was fun. It was a good time. But man, I tell you, it's like we're gonna heat. Like the last few weeks have been beautiful up here, but now like this week it's like 6,000 degrees outside, right? But I read out in like Idaho, they're getting 13 inches of snow tonight.
Yeah, that's why I live in Florida. You know, that's why I live in Tampa. I don't have to worry about it. You guys saw us out, I was out on the water a little bit. Had the water toys out there enjoying a Saturday, Saturday afternoon on the water. You can't beat it, man. It's I don't know how people, and I get it. If you like certain things, there's something to be said for living in the mountains, living in the country, living in here, living in there, but. I like the beaches, man. I like the water. I like having the water toys, and I like having a good time. So can't beat the state of Florida when it comes to that stuff.
Now you know what you made me think of when you said living in the mountains of Busch beer. Old school.
That is old school. So hey, we're getting rolling, but again, just want to say I got some cool things to share. I can't get too deep on some stuff. We'll definitely share some other things, but more importantly, what you guys need to be doing is like and subscribing and sharing if you're rolling in, because the season is getting closer. And as football season goes, you guys know football's our life. We do a little bit of basketball. We're going to get into the Mavs and see what they can do, see if they can survive one more night. We saw the Panthers had a chance to close it out. They got annihilated 8-1. That was that didn't go so well for them. So got to see what they could do. But wanted to share some pretty cool news. It was official, so I could talk about it, but I can't talk about everything. So I've been given the opportunity, the channel, everything that goes with it. We're all family, so we all support and love one another. And I got the opportunity to do some promotions for a very cool prize giveaway that they're going to be giving to one or two lucky fans. Supposed to, hopefully you're Cowboy fans, but it's going to be a VIP experience at training camp. All expenses, I believe, are paid unless they're going to be cheap, but I don't think they are. We're talking airfare, accommodations, VIP experience at training camp. So details will follow shortly, but it's going to be, I think it's going to run from like mid-June to July 4th weekend. So it's going to be like a 2-week kind of promotion. So I will get you guys the details. Definitely want you guys to enter, want you to support it, want to make this thing a big thing. And hopefully one of the Cowboys K's, family members, as I like to say, will get the opportunity to enjoy that experience, because that's going to be pretty good. I'm jealous that they're not giving it to me.
Yeah, what's up with that, man? You should be getting the first class accommodations. Although they know you get the Learjet all the time anyway. So it's all that for Mike Tag.
They know I'm spoiled. They know I'm spoiled. It's they already said, hey, we can get you some tickets. I said, I already got that taken care of we'll work on some other stuff. But no, it's going to be exciting. Hopefully, it could be the start of something even more. So stay tuned, and it's going to be a lot of fun. But I will be giving you guys the details. It's an opportunity for a Cowboys training camp VIP experience, all expenses paid. So you can't beat it. So I'll be giving you guys those details. And then our man, Kelly K9, was, and actually I got to throw Frankie in there too because he's part of the family, but Kelly K9 and Frankie were handpicked. You understand? Like Mickey said, handpicked by Des Bryant, throwing up the X to be part. He's got his, this High Point platform and all that kind of good stuff. So he's got that coming out. So Kelly K9 and Frankie they're going to be getting that kind of early experience with it, kind of work with them a little bit, kind of get tested out, so to speak. I don't know all the details, but it's just another great thing happening in the cave. And then not even how do you top those two things, Jimmy? How do you
don't know. You tell me. I don't know.
Well, if you were paying attention, you'd know how to top it. My man Cuts by Jones was hanging out.
Oh, yes.
Here, maybe have a little tequila shot.
Yes.
Talking shit about me and my Hurricanes. He's hanging out with the defender of the star, George Teague, one of the great, Cowboys, for what he did to T.O., knocking his ass to the ground after he's trying to disrespect our team. But he got to hang out with him, which was so cool. He signed a giveaway that's going to be part of the Cowboys Cave, and we'll be sharing some of that details to follow. So as you can see, if you're not subscribing, you're not liking, you're not sharing, you're missing just the love fest that we have in the Cowboys Cave. This is family. Whether you're a Cowboys fan, we allowed one Niners fan in. I even allowed a Falcons fan. We allow a few fans from different teams, man. If you're just about having fun, this is the place to be because we like to have fun. So it's great. And then there's even bigger news potentially, but I'm not going to jinx it. I'm not going to talk about it. But all I'm going to say, it would be a life-changing experience if that were to happen. But keep our fingers crossed. So that's what I got, Jimmy. I mean, there's so much stuff going on in the cave. I don't even know where to start. What do you guys think about that?
Well, everybody's rolling in here with Cuts, Doug, Ultra. I appreciate your description of my fashion wardrobe tonight. Steven, we got Chris, Rick. Everybody's in the house. Cuts.
Yes.
Yeah, so
it's good. So it's exciting. So we got good stuff. So what else is happening, Jimmy? I don't know how to top that stuff.
Well, no, it's tough, man. Now it's anticlimactic. Anything we say from here, we're kind of like going downhill now, But let's start out, with and we're kind of starting out here with stuff we've kind of talked. Well, obviously, we're going to talk, football and Cowboys and Mavericks and Panthers and all that stuff. But for the past few weeks, we kind of touched on the gambling a little bit, and throughout the NBA Finals and golf and the Stanley Cup Final. So all you see on every damn thing, right, is the gambling. But then you see Bernie Kosar. Did you see that?
He's a friend of the show. I hope it's nothing bad.
No, he got screwed over. He got canned from his job announcing on the radio in Cleveland because one of the sports betting sites said, hey, put up a bet. It'll go to charity. Somehow conflicted with his contract, and it was made public, and they fired him. I'm like, I got
to reach out to him. We might have to get him on the show to allow a chance to respond.
That's ridiculous. Yeah,
that's BS.
No, it is. And, that's the thing. You sit here, you look at stuff like that, and you look at things, so the Panthers were moving along, and we'll get to that, right? The Boston was moving along. And then what? All of a sudden, blowout in the last games. So the cynic in me says, were they extending it a little longer? The TV rights, the commercials, the gambling, the Vegas. I mean, I don't know what you guys think, but I mean, those games flipped really fast.
Well, the thing is, and Ultra's right. They fired him for playing for the Hurricanes because of the jealousy. And I'm going to get to Teague. I'll get to Teague if we have time tonight. If not, it will be addressed on our next show because I didn't get a chance to cut it up. But I'm going to break down what he said about my Canes piece by piece because I know there's a lot of hate and there's a lot of jealousy going around. People coming at me, hollering my name, trying to talk trash about the Hurricanes. I won't stand for it. I'm not going to stand for it. and I'm not going to allow it. But I'm not standing for Bernie Kosar. I think it's disrespectful and it's criminal because I went to Vegas. You know that, Jimmy. I went to Vegas, and what did I see in Vegas? All the sports books, all the beautiful stadium that they built for the Raiders right there on the Strip. You know, the arena that they're putting in. They want to get a basketball team.
Yeah.
They're bringing the A's over to Vegas. All this gambling stuff, advertisements all over. I mean, can we get past this garbage? I mean, Bernie Kosar hadn't played football in 30 years, and we're really gonna we're gonna hold him to some stupid thing that he did on a sports show about betting.
But it wasn't even, the thing was, again, it was a charity related thing. It's like you said, it's ridiculous. You're gonna have these double standards, just like you got okay, let's talk about, Ohtani, right? Of course, it was the interpreter, it wasn't him.
Oh, yeah.
Meanwhile, some dude on the Padres, some no name, got nailed for gambling. He's gone for life. He's sitting next to Pete Rose right now. So again, it's that double standard.
Didn't they have some guys after Ohtani that got suspended a bunch of times too? There's been a few of them, right?
Yeah, there's been a few of them in different sports, right? But this
baseball, there was a couple that
guy in the Padres, he's gone. I don't even know who it is. You know, it's a younger kid, 22, 23, got caught up and he got caught.
Yeah, man.
But Ohtani was the interpreter,
he's the face of baseball. There's no way that there is no way in hell that they were going to do that. There was no way in hell. But, they got to move on from that crap. They got to move on because, now you see it even now, I don't know if you know, and I don't want to get too deep in the weeds of it, but at Florida high schools, Florida high schools can now accept, the kids in high school can accept NIL money?
Really?
Yeah.
Hey,
there's like 30 states that do it, but Florida just approved it. So you want to talk about these kids moving around high schools now and doing this and that? I mean, it's just getting crazy. It's just sports is in. I think they're going down a slippery slope. I don't want to get in the weeds of it, but they're going down a slippery slope of at what point is it going to kind of start turning the fans off, and you're going to get more people who are like, you know what? Do I want to drop $1,000 to go to a football game, or do I just want to go hang out and have a weekend on the beach or a weekend somewhere?
No, but that's the thing. It gets back to when you go to the games, it's super expensive, right? You take even two of you, but a family of four, I mean, that's you're looking at $1,000, right?
Oh, more than that, yeah,
easily, depending on where you're sitting, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and then with the gambling,
beer, and you got to buy the kid the foam hand. I mean, if you got a young kid, you got to get the foam hand. I mean, if you're the fan, you got to get the big foam hat, the big funny hat. You got to get. I mean, you got to get all the prizes. You get a cowboy Rita. I mean, next thing you know, you're spending $400 or $500 on shit that you're gonna throw away. So
beer. Got to drink. I need beer. I'm going to the game. I'm drinking. Come on, let's be honest here. But that's the thing. People are spending the money on the gambling. People are spending money on the games. They don't care. They're finding the money somehow. So if you're going to have all this going on, if you're going to have, even at the end of halftime or at the end of the intermission between the hockey, between periods, you got the guys coming out with the stat line, going into the next period or the second half. I mean, come on, give me a break. So you can't say that that's okay. And then you're going to jam up like Mike said, or Rick said, an umpire, got nailed. A Major League Baseball umpire. Yeah. And players and sports talk show hosts. I mean, give me a break. It doesn't make any sense.
It's getting crazy. It's getting crazy. But I mean, we'll see. So speaking of sports and speaking of maybe a fix was in or whatever, it's always weird. Like both of these teams came back with a vengeance and gave beatings to the other. We'll start with the Mavs. I mean, they look like, maybe we'd hoped. If you're a Mavs fan, I'm not a Mavs fan. I got no dog in the fight. I could care less. I'll root. I know my man Mark is a Celtics fan. I hope they win. I know Kelly and his better half are Mavs fans, so I root for the Mavs. So I'm gonna go with the way the wind blows. You know what I'm saying? Whoever's winning, I'm gonna root for them. But now you got Game 5 back in Boston. They stretch it out a little bit. Boy, they've been stretching this series out with all the days in between. Yeah, he was trained by Uncle Cheech. He absolutely was.
Yes,
give the man credit for it. Uncle Cheech will be on here soon. We actually talked to him few days ago. But looking at Game 5, I mean, is this pretty much closeout, or do you think the Mavs have a shot? And if the Mavs were to pull it off, does the pressure really amp up for the Celtics?
Okay. So, and I'm going to take a step back because, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to stand by what I said. It was, last week we missed because it was my anniversary.
Yes.
So I was busy last Monday in more ways than one. So that being said, the week before we were talking about it, and I said it's going to be, if Porzingis is playing, it'll be the Mavericks in 6 or 7. If he's not playing, I thought it'll be the Mavericks in 5 or 6. Right. So let's take a step back. Game 1, the Mavericks had it for the taking. Tatum didn't show up. The Celtics did not play that well in Game 1. The Mavericks could have easily taken that game, and Game 2 they could have taken. Right, Drew Holiday. They let him off the hook. Drew Holiday shows up out of nowhere with 26 points. Right, but then Porzingis missed the last game, the blowout game. Right, he's dressing, but he's playing just specific roles if they need. He's not playing. He's not well enough to play. So that's exactly what I said. Porzingis is the factor, right? I think that if he's questionable tonight, if he doesn't play, and if you have Derek Lively show up again, which he did for the Derek Lively in the last game scored more points in Game 4 than he did in the first 3 games combined for Dallas, right? So he finally made up for lost time, and I think if he shows up, and Luka and Kyrie play their game, they, especially with Porzingis likely being out or dressing in a limited role tonight, they have a shot.
They got a puncher's chance.
That's right. So wait, let's see. Ultra says Celtics is available for NBA fine. Yeah, but the thing is, he's available. But remember, last game he only played spot role. He didn't really play. Right? He was dressed. He was only using certain. He's not playing 30, 35 minutes. It's not happening.
Yeah, Rick said Kyrie didn't show up for Game 1 or 2. Like you said, these big guys. I mean, we've seen it in Dallas, and if you're a Cowboys fan, you kind of seen this through the years. The big players got to step up in the big games. Your superstars that's what Michael Irvin always said. Superstars got to be superstars in these games. And I think if the Mavs superstars show up, they're going to be hard to beat, right?
Yeah, but they are hard to beat. Remember, they came in hot, and that's why I was really high on them coming out and beating Boston, right? With or without Porzingis, like I said, I'll go 6 or 7 with, and that's the key guy. You can't tell me any differently, right? Because when Tatum and Brown didn't show up for Boston in Game 1, they had Drew Holiday came out and scored like 25 or 30 points in Game 2, right?
Did they extend the series? Is that 9 games? Did they change something? Is the NBA trying to make more money? What are they doing, Jim?
No, I think I think he's right. They're trying to get the money, the gambling money and the commercial
TV revenue.
The TV revenue, exactly.
I think he meant 7. I'm going to give it.
I know that's okay. Well, maybe he's serious, but that's what. But everybody's saying Luka's crying and bitching and moaning and this. You know what? He's a hell of a player, and if him and Kyrie show up, it can't just be them two. They gotta have help. And I said it a couple of weeks ago. Or actually, Kelly brought it up, and he was right. Derek Lively is the ace in the hole for the Mavericks. He's got to show up.
Do you think? I mean, when you hear that, because I've heard it too. I'm just checking something right quick. Is there anything to that, like Luka cries too much? Because I hear that a lot with basketball, but it seems like all the superstars kind of they got a little bit of whining in them and stuff like that. No.
Yeah, they do. I don't subscribe to that, but it's all over the social media. That's all you hear about, right? So whatever. I can care less. The guy plays his ass off. He's got heart and whatever. He's playing great. Luka cry. Oh, again, if all you guys are watching on a different platform than YouTube, you got to jump over to YouTube so you can see all the stuff in the comments section because it's pretty entertaining.
That's what I'm trying to multitask, Jimmy. I don't know if I'm doing a good job with it, but I'm trying to multitask the best I can. Let me see if I don't screw something up.
And Ultra, I don't disagree. Boston is overall the better team, but Dallas came in hot. And again, I think the injury with Porzingis is a big concern for Boston. When he played, they took care of their business. He didn't play games 3 and 4. Now, granted, Dallas lost in Game 3, but I mean, look what happened in Game 4, man.
Yeah. And all you guys on Twitter, I went ahead and I put the link to the YouTube channel. I don't know if it works or not, but I figured I'd try. We try. We exhaust all measures. We want to make life easier for people, Jimmy.
Absolutely. We're going to be very fan friendly here.
Yeah.
And
the defense, that's the thing, is the one thing I think, like when I just think Celtics, and again, I'm no basketball expert, so I don't, my man Caesar or any of these guys, but it just seems like Boston is a little bit more physical. Like they're a little bit more of a tougher defensive team. Am I wrong or am I right?
No, they are. No, they're a more physical team. You're right about that. But
that makes a difference in the playoffs.
Sure, it does, right?
Because do the referees are they a little bit more hold the whistle? They let them play a little bit more in the playoffs, like they let some physicalness go, or
in hockey, yes.
I should say.
In hockey, yes. In basketball, I don't see much of a difference in the playoffs or the finals.
No,
I don't. No, not in basketball. In hockey, definitely, yeah. Luka cried a lot. You know what? And Caesar, yeah, matching their defense. I guess we'll see what happens. He threw up a $122 the other night. Maybe it gets back to what SoCal said before. Both teams, whether it's Boston or Florida, has a chance to win it on home turf.
Now, do you think that if the Mavs need to, or really the Celtics, can they go toe-to-toe with each other? I mean, can they go shot for shot? They got enough offensive power, or should they not go toe-to-toe with these guys?
They can't start. They'll knock them, put them up there on Mars. You guys
don't know it's a Rocky reference.
Well, I was going to give them till the 22-minute mark to figure it out. But no, I mean, look, it depends on the two pivotal people with and I've said it 10 times already. With Boston is Kristaps Porzingis, and it's Derek Lively with Dallas. Those are your two aces in the hole. If your stars are playing good, if they're taking care of their business, those are your two wild cards for both teams.
Yeah. No, it's gonna be interesting. I mean, I want to see the games go on, so I'm honestly rooting for the Mavs to take it to Game 6. I always want to see good series, and more importantly, what I want to see is, guys, again, hit that subscribe, like, shares. We get rolling, but more importantly, a lot of people rolled in from the beginning. I will be announcing we got a Dallas. If you're a Dallas Cowboy fan, we've got a sweepstakes that I'm going to be partnering with a company, and we are going to be doing a training camp VIP experience giveaway. Details will be following soon, so make sure you guys stay tuned to the channel, watch social media, and all that kind of good stuff. What do we got on here? We got some freak on here.
Yeah, I took care of that. Don't worry.
Did you take care of that?
Took care of all
in here.
you freak! Hey, you freaks!
Oh man! So you're looking at the basketball. It's kind of like the same story when you're looking at hockey, right? Now, I'm no hockey expert. I'm starting to watch hockey more. I like watching it live. I know my man Doug got heartbroken because of the Carolina team. They lost out, but now you got Florida. You got the Oilers. Florida's been dominating, right? You think they're going to sweep them, and all of a sudden the Oilers win 8-1 or something like that. Some crazy score in Game 4 to stretch it out to Game 5. Do they gotta? I mean, does Florida close them out at home?
There is no way Bobrovsky has 2 games in a row like he did, right? The goaltender for Florida. There's no way he's having a game like that again.
Now he got pulled, and I know you're expert in goaltending. You got a little family that's did goaltending. Does that mess with their psyche or was it, hey, we're lost, it's not their night, don't worry about it? Or is that something that could carry over?
No, I mean, yes, it can carry over, but man, he's a professional. This is not going to carry over. You know what? You don't want to risk injury. You don't want to mess around. They got Stollers in there to play, whatever. I think he'll be fine tomorrow. It's not an issue. I don't think it's an issue. And remember, he stole Game 1 in Florida. Edmonton outshot the hell out of Florida in the first game. And it wasn't until the middle of the third period where Florida just took over and evened things out a little bit. But Edmonton dominated most of that game in Game 1. Tkachuk really hasn't scored a whole lot. And look, you knew at some point the Oilers were going to score. They have 2 prolific scorers in Draisaitl and McDavid, but Florida's going to take care of their business at home tomorrow. Bobrovsky's going to show up, and they're going to close things out. And I see Matt Tkachuk finally having a game tomorrow.
No, then this is going to be it. Then you're saying it's done, right?
Yeah, I said Florida in 5 2 weeks ago when we sat here. Yep. So
Jim Stradamus
take it to the bank.
He told you to put the money down there. He's got it. And one other good thing that we have is our Cowboys Cave tailgate party, week 3. I'm disappointed, Jimmy, because my Miami Hurricanes are playing USF in Tampa. So we had a crew ready. We're going to be rolling 20 to 25 deep.
Yeah.
And my wife texted me, and I think my daughter, I think she's doing something with the college there. They're doing like a cheer thing where they're going to be cheering on the sideline and stuff with the team.
Yeah.
So I thought, oh, this is perfect. And you know what date it is, Jimmy? You know when they're playing?
September 22nd.
September 21st, the day
Oh.
before. So I will not be able to make it. I'm disappointed. I'm upset. But the Cowboys, Cowboys got to take precedence, especially when we're talking about the Cowboy Cave tailgate party. That's going to be a place to be. So make sure you check that out. But
I'm looking forward. It's going to be such a great time. We're going to have a great turnout. It's going to be a lot of fun. I see, Steven, I don't agree. I don't think the Oilers are a team of destiny. Look, the real Stanley Cup Finals was New York and Florida in the East. That was your real Stanley Cup Finals. This is just an afterthought. McDavid will have
Oilers team of destiny. They're down 3-1. You think they're going to they couldn't pull off 4 straight? There's no way.
Doubtful. Not against this Florida team. I told you guys a month ago. I said that's a team that scares me the most. I didn't want to play them. And look where we're at. We're playing golf. Mark the tape. Exactly.
Mark the tape. So, hey, so you guys in the chat, what is going on? It's a quiet NFL. It's a quiet NFL kind of time. So, I mean, I don't know. Besides the Falcons, I guess, tampering a little bit. I mean, we didn't get a chance to talk on that because you weren't here. I don't know if you took off because you're heartbroken over it. You're disgusted by it. Maybe you're filing a grievance against the NFL. I don't know what you're doing, but they filed tampering charges and lost. What was the tampering for, Jimmy?
They nailed us on Darnell Mooney and Kirk Cousins and Charlie Werner that we tampered on all 3. So they jammed us with a 5th round pick. $250,000, and our GM Terry Fontenot got jammed $50,000.
Wow.
To me, it's ridiculous because everybody's doing it. It's no secret who's going where. I think it's a bunch of crap. I think the Eagles got jammed up too, but we got it pretty bad. So whatever. I think it's ridiculous because everybody's doing it. And,
well, the Eagles were cleared of any wrongdoing. There's Mark. There he is with his Celtics.
Mark, what's up?
I don't know. I'm rooting for you, Mark. I don't know if it'll happen today, but I'm rooting for you. I think you guys will probably end up getting it done. So,
well, like I said,
with Dak, why didn't they? You guys wanted him.
I told you, man, I would have taken him like that, and he would have flourished in Atlanta because you wouldn't have all the pressure you do in Dallas. Hey, speaking of Dallas, obviously, there's been no signings. There's been nothing with CD or Dak, but I see that Jerry's going to be testifying in that antitrust lawsuit with the NFL Sunday Ticket next week. Did
now maybe that's why he's not signing anyone. He's busy preparing, getting the notes together, making sure everything's right. But, the Cowboys have not done anything. There's been no movement on any of their contracts. As you said, all these other teams are kind of getting things going, and they're just standing pat and wait until training camp. It's very odd. It's a very odd offseason for the Cowboys in that regard. Now, I've said it till I'm blue in the face. I think Cowboys are going to be good. I mean, are they Super Bowl good? They're not better than they were last year roster wise, unless they've got some guys they've got a lot of ifs and buts. And what is that? If that was candy and nuts, it'd be Christmas. Is that what they always say? But I just don't know. There's a lot of what ifs with the Cowboys. And if the second year guys they drafted show up and reach their potential, and if the guys they drafted reach their potential early on, I mean, this could be a dangerous team, but you're just not going to know. It's one of those things. I think the Cowboys are going to be okay in the beginning, and I think they're going to be one of those teams that get better as the year goes on. And that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. So many times the Cowboys jump out the gates pretty fast, and then it's kind of, kind of limp your way around. I think it might be better for them to stay hungry, Jimmy, hungry.
Yeah, that's right. You know what, though? You guys are playing with fire, man. You guys are really, Jerry's got to take care of his business because you're going to go into the season without the contract being signed. That's a problem for both guys. That's a problem.
Well, they can do it, and I think they'll get it done. I mean, I've gone back and forth. CD's going to get done. There's no way that Jerry Jones is not going to sign CD Lamb. He's entering the prime of his career. He's 88. I mean, marketing and everything else. There's just too much money and too much I mean, the 88s don't, unless you're Antonio Bryant, the 88s usually don't go nowhere. So I just don't think, I think he signed. Dak's the wild card. And for me, it's like the longer it gets, the more I think it may not happen. So like when you get into training camp and you get closer to the season, if it's not done, then it's not going to get done. I think it's got to be something that's going to happen prior to training camp, because I think what will happen is you're going to get, if Trey Lance is looking good, the fans are and really the organizations are like, you know what? We got a backup plan if Dak walks. And if Trey Lance is doing bad, Dak is going to be like, you know what? Maybe I'll just bet on myself and be a free agent and let a bidding war happen. Because everyone can say what they want. Dak Prescott will get paid by somebody. Make no mistake about it. He's going to get paid. He's in the prime of his career as a quarterback. You just can't find quarterbacks like that. They don't drop out of the sky. So someone's gonna pay him.
Well, but you know what though, man? I just think that if it's me, I wouldn't be waiting that long. I wouldn't wait a little longer to sign him. I'd be signing guys down. You got Ayuk out there right now from the 49ers, and I think who mentioned that just a couple minutes ago. Rick mentioned it, that he's looking for his money. Obviously, he isn't going to make CeeDee Lamb money, but I wonder who's waiting for who to make what move.
As far as what?
Signing. I mean, what is Jerry waiting on?
I don't know. I don't understand it, because, like I said, it's been their philosophy. This is nothing new with the Cowboys. They've always, for the most part, kind of take their time with signing guys. They signed Gallup ahead of time. I think Diggs they got a little bit ahead of time, but they waited on Zeke to hold out. Then they waited a while and got him. They waited on they're waiting on Dak. They had Dak franchised a couple times before. They kind of play these games with these players. And it's business. That's why I don't really care as far as, if they sign them. I'm a fan of the star on the helmet. And if Trey Lance is the quarterback, I'm a Cowboys fan. I'm rooting for him. I lived through the days, man. Ain't nothing gonna phase me. You ain't gonna go through darker days. And I went with the Cowboys, for several years, in the late 80s and especially after Aikman, before Romo. So nothing going to phase me. And if I'm going to be fair as a fan or even as an owner, is like, all right, you're going the same way. Now, I'm not blaming Dak for the playoff losses. He gets his share of it, but there's plenty to go around on that football field. But if they say, you know what, we've run this for 8 years, 9 years, we're just going to invest in more pieces around the quarterback and let the quarterback just kind of don't screw it up kind of thing. I'm fine with that too, because you've seen teams win a Super Bowl that way. I mean, you've seen it. Not everyone's going to have Patrick Mahomes. Not everyone's going to get a Tom Brady. That's very rare. I mean, it's like you said, Jimmy, look at some of these teams that haven't been to a Super Bowl, haven't won a Super Bowl, haven't won a playoff game. Miami Dolphins, 23 years. Raiders, 18 years. Washington, 13 years. Pittsburgh, 7 years. I mean, it ain't like I was telling a guy today. NFL is not easy. It's not like NBA and MLB and hockey where you got 7 games. If you screw up, like the game last, the Panthers are clearly a better team, right, Jimmy?
Yes, absolutely.
They lose 8-1. They got tomorrow with the Cowboys. There's no
tomorrow.
So it's just. Well, it's tough, man. It's tough.
Okay, now, Ultra.
No,
you can't say. First of all, Dave Winfield wasn't Mr. We had no pitching when Dave Winfield was on the team, except for 81 when we went to the World Series with him in that split season crap because of the strike. So you can't do that. That doesn't make any sense.
And I think baseball, one guy like that, what was he, a left fielder? I mean, it's not gonna. He can't carry a team all the way to a World Series.
I remember spring training when he carried that kid on the back of his bumper about 50 yards.
The bat bag against us.
You guys, we talked about this, once or twice before. So we were spring training and everybody's running after, for the autographs. And some kid goes chasing after Dave Winfield's car, grabs the back, and now Winfield's dragging him like on the ground. It was almost like he was what is that, on the back of the boat with the water skiing or whatever, but it was on ground. He was on the ground, and Dave Whitfield stopped. Kids all bloodied up and this and that.
Did he do a SWAT roll or anything, or did he hang on? Did he hang on?
No, he hung on.
I used to love getting autographed. Like back in the day, I still remember. I wish I got it here. I can reenact it. So I got remember in Yankee Stadium they used to have the fence. You used to put your card through the fence.
Yes.
And then they would put it back. So I had a Tony Oliva, still remember his name, Tony Oliva card. He wasn't on the Yankees. It might have been the Twins or something. He was a coach. And so I remember 87 Topps card, and it was like a turn back the clock or whatever. And I went to get it signed, and took my time, put it through the thing. He goes and he signs it, takes my card and he signs it like this. And he goes, he pushed it right through, creased the card right now. If I just looked at it, like dropped it to the ground. I was like, oh, you got to be like that.
That's when you say, huh, what a dummy. No, the best was Don Mattingly signing, right? And everybody's waiting there in line, and he's walking along he's always good like that. He always
gave good order.
Yep.
He was a good signer.
He signed this one kid who was just to my left. I got my autograph, right? So he goes to the kid here, and the kid wanted 2 things autographed. Well, you can't be greedy. I mean, come on. Mattingly's signing for 100 people. So Mattingly signs the one thing, and the kid says, can you sign the next one? No, I can't, And the guy says, you, to Don Mattingly, right? Mattingly says, you just blew it, dude, and he leaves. And everybody was going to kick this guy's ass for screwing it up because he was talking shit. And I don't blame Donnie Baseball for that.
Yeah, that's hard. Like I've gotten to the point where I don't really ask, I don't do that autograph seeking. If it's in a controlled setting, if I'm at an event or I'm at somewhere like that, then I'll, hey, if I brought something because I know it's that kind of event, then I'll get it signed. But I typically, like, I remember now you know what an Emmitt Smith fan I am. I mean, and this was probably maybe 15 years ago. And I'm in Tampa early in the morning, catching a flight to go out for work. And I'm on the escalator, and right in front of me on the escalator is Emmitt Smith. And we're both going up the escalator. There's no one in the airport. I mean, it's like 6 a.m. It's just really me and him walking. And I'm just sitting there and I'm looking, God dang it. And I was dressed for work and everything. And he got off, and I all I said was, I was like, hey, Mr. Smith, man, I'm a huge fan. I said, thanks for the great memories of the team of the 90s, man. It's just, I love watching you play. And then he went his way and I went mine. He said, thank you. And that was it. I didn't get a pic. I didn't even have a camera. I think I had a BlackBerry. I don't even know if they had picture. I don't even have that phone or anything.
Yeah,
I never got a picture. I never got anything. And I've seen Dwight Gooden at the airport. I saw the late great Bill Walton in Atlanta airport one time, and he was nice talking to people. And
rest in peace.
Yeah, and I even saw Scarface from the Ghetto Boys at the airport.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, actually, I would have been more excited about that.
I was scared. That's the one I kicked myself because it was him. He was flying Southwest.
Yeah.
We're both flying Southwest, and I know 1,000% it was him. And I was too scared. I was like, I don't want, I was worried. I didn't want to bother him and, whatever. So I never went up to him, and I'm so pissed about that.
No, you should have said, we're going to go to that other level of the game.
Yeah.
And do it like a Geo.
Yeah.
So, hey, Mark, have a good night, man.
Yeah. He works his ass off. He works his ass off because he knows he's got to have the weekends. He's got to pick me up when I get there. So he's trying to put in the extra hours, get ready for the tailgate party. So
Phillies versus Orioles. Yeah, I don't think so. Actually, Garrett Cole comes back to pitch on Wednesday down in Baltimore, and that's going to be a big series for us because it's us, first team to 50 wins this season, then the Orioles, and then Boston's 12 behind us. So
did they? Are the Orioles good?
Yeah, the Orioles are good. They're a game and a half out of
baseball.
No, they're game and a half out. So Ultra's got a point. They're a good team. Our pitching is good this year.
Yeah,
even without Garrett Cole, and he's been smoking it in the minors, so he's been playing great. I mean, in his rehab stints, he's been playing great.
See, that's what worries me about fans because, like, I was the biggest baseball fan, and I haven't watched baseball. I couldn't name 10 players in Major League Baseball, And I could name every roster. That's what worries me about sports sometimes is like some of the stuff they do. Are they starting to lose, the casual fans and some of these other fans? I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens. So,
Well, and Ultra, I don't like Boone either. He does it instead of using gut instinct, he uses analytics too much. If you're a manager and you played baseball your whole life, you don't need analytics. You trust your gut sometimes. You know the game. So I don't disagree with that.
I think baseball is the one, sport where I would say analytics. I'm so against that.
Yeah.
It's all about gut feel because it's situational. There's so much situational stuff, that goes on, the momentum. That's all of a feel. And that's why I love those old, the old managers like Herzog and all those other guys. Yankees winning if they stay healthy.
Yes, thank you.
That's coming from a Marlins fan. Does he have any credibility being a Marlins fan?
No, he knows. Hey, look, unfortunately, we lost to the Marlins once in the World Series.
Yeah. But hey, one other thing that we got going on, Mikey, my man Mikey reminded me, is if any of you guys are like me, in that age group where, you love college football on EA Sports and it's in the game and all that, it's back 14 years later. We're going to do a Cowboys Cave tournament. Mikey's going to be, getting everything together once we get going. And we're going to set it up where we're going to draw. If you want to be in the tournament, it's free. And we'll do some sort of giveaway for the winner. We're going to draw the team out of the hat. So it's not like you can't go be Bama. You can't go be Ohio State. You can't go be, all these other teams. You might end up with Air Force. You might end up with one of these other ones. But depending on how many guys we got, if it's 20 or so, then we'll do like the SEC and ACC. We'll probably, and then Big 12, we'll just do like the Power 5 conferences. So we'll try and keep it to that. So no one is like, North Dakota State or something. But it'll be a lot of fun. Stay tuned for that because that drops, I think, in July. So we'll give some people a chance to warm up a little bit, get the rust off, and then we'll probably do a tournament like maybe late July, August, because it's the off season. You got to find things to do, Jimmy.
So you're gonna draw names out of a hat?
Yeah, we're gonna draw. That's the thing. Someone has I got to talk to EJ because I saw he did a giveaway and he had this fancy wheel and it had everyone's name on it, and they spin the wheel and that's the prize. But I don't know. I still use the pieces of paper and put it in the hat. I guess I got to get a little bit better with the technology.
That's what we did for the beanbag tournament. We played the cornhole the other day, draw names out of the hat.
Is that what you say?
Yeah. Oh yeah, old school. But you know what? It makes me think of, hold my hat. My hat flew off, Daddy. I hope your damn head was in it.
But yeah, it's gonna be look at Miami. Who's dogging Miami? Is Mikey defending my Canes? Hopefully he is. Miami is loaded. I'm not going to sit here. And George Teague, I'm gonna cut it up. I got to put some time into it. He attacked my Canes. Miami is going to be a team to reckon with. Now, like I told my son, it comes down to the coach. It's got to come down to Mario. I mean, he made some bad game management decisions that cost him a couple games. It always seems like he does once a year. But if Cam Ward is the real deal and plays like he did it, at Washington State or whatever. If he plays like Miami's got talent, they've got skill positions. They've been lacking at the quarterback position, and if he's the real deal, it's gonna be something else. It's gonna be something else. Buford T. Justice.
Yes, somebody I knew. Yes, beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, but I love football. And if football season, college football, pro. I even was watching the did you watch the United Football League? Did you watch that?
No, I saw the clip of Tom Brady getting booed.
Oh, they booed him?
Yeah, he presented the trophy or some crap.
Oh, yeah. I missed the ending of that because I was sleeping. But I was watching it. It wasn't a high scoring game in the beginning. And then the next thing you know, I wake up and it's 25-0. And like a big second half because it was like 7-0 at halftime. But I know Dallas brought in a couple guys. I'm telling you, there's a couple guys out there. Yeah. I mean, Dallas has gotten 2 Pro Bowlers out of these summer leagues, and there's some diamonds in the rough that just looking for an opportunity. And Dallas worked a few others out, so we'll see what happens.
No, you know what it is? It's a viable alternative for football in the spring, right?
Yeah.
You get that or Canadian football. CFL, completely different rules.
But you know what kills it? The thing that hurts the UFL are the crowds. Like, I watch St. Louis, I was telling this to my buddy. I watched St. Louis. St. Louis sells out, and you feel it. You know, when you watch it, it's like the crowd's crazy. You could feel it when there's games like a WNBA game. You know, if that whatever her name is, Caitlin Clark's not playing. There's like 5 people there. You can't get into it.
Right.
But like I watched a game with her against Chicago, and it was 17,000 people. It was a crowd. It was energy. You need to have energy on TV games, right? If you're watching it, that's why it was so, even though it's professional football, it was so hard to watch during COVID when they had no one in the stands.
Boring.
Remember they were piping in the noise and kind of it doesn't make for good entertainment.
The optics, because optics is part of the entertainment, right? It's pickleball. We were just talking about pickleball a while ago, Ultra.
Hey, I started playing pickleball, and I'm telling you what, I'm going to enter a tournament. I don't know if I'm as good as my daughter and son said, but I beat them pretty handily. My daughter said, "Dad, you cannot tell me. I'm not believing you. There's no way you never played." I said, "I'd never played."
It's fun.
She goes, "You're pretty damn good." I said, "All right." Take your word for it.
No, man. I played this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. I played with a hangover. Right? It was tough. We had a good time playing. Like it's fun playing against the kids, right? Because we got to show them who's boss. You know, teach them some respect.
Absolutely.
You know,
no mercy.
No mercy. And
I found my son's weak spot. He can't take those low ones. So I kept it like he was playing. He played his sister, and she kept kind of keeping the ball waist high.
Yeah.
And he was hitting them, and he, being a little, slamming them and doing all of that. Says I watched him closely, studied the tape, and he can't take the low hits. So I kept everything low and outside. And he couldn't do it. Ended up beating his ass.
So what was he crying and carrying on, or did you get props?
He took it like a man.
Good.
He's growing. He's 20 years old. He said, "Say, hey, Mike is ready. If you're ready, you sign us up. I will be at the tournament. We'll whoop some ass." I like playing.
See, I like it because I'll like do certain like drop shot. Man, you're not hitting the bat. I'm like, right. I'm making you chase it, stupid.
Yes.
I mean, it's called strategy. I'm of course I'm gonna either drop it.
That's the name of the game.
Yeah. If anybody could figure that one out, you got to the 48-minute mark. Oh God. Are you still calm? Can I get that Polaroid?
Polaroid. Yeah. Sure.
Hey, wait a minute. Did you see Bill Belichick is banging some 24?
I'm glad you brought that up, Jimmy, and everyone in the chat. I need verification. This can't be true, right? Is this a hoax? Am I not with it? It can't be true.
I've seen it. I saw it again today. I think it's true, and they showed a picture of her today, a Polaroid.
24 years old.
She's obviously with him for his looks, and his personality, right? I mean, come on.
But all right, so I would say this. I got a niece that's getting close to 20. If she ended up dating I'd have to beat his ass. I mean, I'm just being honest with you. I just don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. There's got to be that's sick, man. I'm all for, hey, man, 15 years, whatever, because I think at certain age there's maturity, but that's disgusting. That's disgusting.
Well, wait a minute. SoCal, how do you know? And the SoCal knows, okay? He posts some pictures of very nice ladies on X, so I trust his judgment.
Does he know from experience, or does he know? I mean, where is he getting his validation from? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Oh, Ultra. Oh, yeah, we can put that one up. I guess Belichick.
If I see Uncle Cheech rolling in with some 24-year-old, then I'm gonna, I don't know what to do. But
let's go Boston.
Jimmy, you're the one who knows. You verified.
I didn't
verified that.
I didn't verify it was down to here. I didn't verify that. I verified the cheerleader he's with.
I heard she told him to squeeze.
Easy there, Bobby.
Oh, no, but honestly, that's got to be mentally irregular. You think so,
yeah, it is.
What would kids think? What would you think? What? I mean, his kids. He might have grandkids that are close to that age.
And then that's a sad part. There are grandkids that age. I mean, he's 72. So he could easily has grandkids in the teenage years. I mean, come on, that's again, we all know what's going on there, unless SoCal's right and he is down to here.
Yeah, I don't know. That's pretty sick. That's pretty sick. Pretty sick.
I don't know about the mushroom stamp in SoCal, but maybe Bill Belichick's doing that. It's disgusting. I thought the same thing. It's weird,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And a lot of these
40 and 30 is a far cry.
Yeah.
Far cry from 72 and 24.
That's what?
Yeah,
48
let's
48 years.
Yeah. I mean, let's put that in perspective. I mean, Jesus, God. I mean, that's not even that's grandpa.
Exactly.
I mean, it's disgusting, man. It's disgusting. I don't know, man. I'm no prude. Hey, I'm all for it, but that is like that's just I don't know. I feel bad for his kids, his family, if that's true, because that's just got to be that's got to be.
No, it is. It's ridiculous. Hey, on a side note, did you hear in the world that we're talking about pickleball? We're all over the place tonight. Did you see that Joey Chestnut will not be allowed to eat?
Suspended, huh?
He got suspended because he ate the wrong hot dog. He didn't have the Nathan's. He had, I don't know, the Oscar Mayer or whatever the hell. So he's not allowed to compete, right? So now you have the second-rate people in this year, right? But there's this MLE, Major League Eating. It's a league for, guys like him. These people who stuff their faces with hot dogs and ice cream and donuts and all this stuff. But yeah, he's still in the MLE. But Nathan said, "Nope, you're out. You're out, Tom."
Wow.
Yeah, that's that now that thing, and people will watch, but it lost its luster. Everybody tunes in to see him.
But how much longer can that guy go doing that shit?
Oh, he weighs about 130 pounds soaking wet.
That's the craziest part. How you not all fat?
He must be on that bulimia diet or whatever it is. What is it where you purge yourself?
Is that what he's doing?
He's got to be, because he's got to go into training. And, he's training on his off days,
Yeah.
He's sponsored by Impossible Meats. Yeah. Oh, so maybe it really is a got him expelled from Nathan's. Yeah, he was eating the wrong kind of hot dog. He supports vegan. Huh. So is that what he did? He ate some vegan stuff, and that got him in trouble?
Well, that's not a conflict of interest, because that's totally different.
Right. That's fake. That's not real, or that's what is it? That's
fake.
Fake. It is fake, But the Egyptian magician.
The Egyptian magician.
And I punched my chest and disappeared into the crowd. I like it. You punch your chest and it disappears in the crowd. That it?
The maul him on stage.
Yeah.
It's funny. My son, I had him listening to the pizza. My daughter's sick. That one.
Yeah.
Justin.
Yes. You talk about coupon? How can I help you, sir? And then I like
you check your food.
Yeah.
Any of you guys don't remember the Jerky Boys, man? Go back on iTunes or something and go find the Jerky Boys.
Oh,
they were
the best. My kids love the Jerky, especially my younger one loves the Jerky Boys, man. That's timeless. The movie, do you remember we went? I think you might have been.
I remember going to the movies
when we went to see it like on a Friday night. Yeah. That was fun. That was a good time. The movie was kind of. I thought the movie was funnier than hell, especially the whole New York thing and them running around the city. It was a funny movie.
I still think they stole you and our other friend's life, because it was a lot of similarities there.
You bet, a lot of similarities. You bring up a valid point despite the fact that you may have decided to be an idiot.
Yeah, Frank Rizzo, that's it.
Frank Rizzo, open your ears, jackass.
Hey, I'm worried about miles on the car. Hey, that's my business.
Hey, why do you want to have 60 miles to go to work each day? Hey, I put his face right in the hood. You buy this car, I'll break your head. Hey, Mike, I had problems over there, Mike.
I love that. Those are some fun shows. So what else is happening, Jim? We're almost up to an hour.
Yeah,
anything? Did we miss anything? You guys in the chat? Is there anything else we're missing? More importantly, We didn't say it enough. If you guys are hanging with, it's slow time. So we just kick it. We're just having a good time. If you're rolling in, I see 160 hanging. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit the subscribe. If you're watching over on X, I put the comment, I put the link in there to our YouTube channel. Go ahead and hit that. Hit subscribe, like. We got Cowboys, full NFL season's coming, so we're gonna have a lot of Cowboys content. I talked to my man Tony Hill. He's gonna be coming back in the cave. I know I talked to Kevin Gogan. He's talking about we're gonna find a day for him to get back after he's done doing all his crazy adventures that he does. Talked to Preston Pearson, another Super Bowl champion. He just had some surgery, but we're gonna get him back we're gonna get him in the cave for the first time. So we got a lot of stuff going on for the summer. Get us by through training camp. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe, hit the like, share so you don't miss any of it. And like I said, one last time for the Cowboy fans, I'm partnering with a company. They're doing a big promotion, VIP experience to training camp. All expenses paid, VIP experience. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a lot of fun. Details to follow, but I'll be promoting it on the show, talking about it. So make sure you guys check it out and enter to get yourself a chance to win that. It's going to be cool.
Hey, I want to get back to Jerry because I meant what I said earlier. There's ESPN. There's a lawsuit against the NFL.
Yeah,
because ESPN.
Yeah,
well, ESPN said that they would have bought. This is a few years ago. Wanted to buy the rights to Sunday Ticket, and we're going to air it for $79 for the season. Yeah. DirecTV, or I'm sorry, YouTube TV. Obviously, it's 300 and something, unless you have an alternate, means of getting it. It's $3. So Jerry Jones is going to be one of the people who's going to be taking the witness stand this week to testify about that, and they're trying to figure out if it's like antitrust or if they were screwing people over. It's a class action lawsuit. So if anybody out here was subscribing to the NFL Sunday Ticket and they lose the case, you guys are getting some money back.
Well, I hope so. I got my receipts. I paid years ago. Matters how far back they go. I paid a lot of money. And Falk, let me just tell you, I do my cameos. I've actually know football season is getting close. I did 4 cameos this week. My only rule on Cameo, I'll talk good about the Wolverines. I don't do anything bashing the Cowboys, and I won't bash my Hurricanes.
No,
and
you can't do that.
Those are my rules. I do have the opportunity to climb, but if you guys want a cameo, I've been very busy on that. It's a lot of fun. Definitely get you hyped up for the season. So definitely you can check that out too. So
hey, speaking of the Miami, didn't Calais Campbell play for the Kings? He was with the U, right, back in the day? Calais Campbell?
Oh yeah.
He signed with the Dolphins. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
I'm pissed, man. I really wanted us to sign him one more year.
I wanted to sign him.
Yeah.
I wanted us to sign him.
Yeah, that was a smart move by Miami. That was a good pickup.
Well, they lost their big defensive tackle that signed that big deal. I can't remember where he went, but they needed somebody. So that's good. Who's sending nudes? We don't need that.
We don't.
Family program, for God's sake. So
but that was a good pay. He had 6.5 sacks last year. I mean, and he missed a couple games.
Yeah. No, he does have to stop listening to Two Live Crew. Rest in peace, brother Marquise. Marquise, your brother. I said it before. We lost all our Luke and Mr. Mix are the only ones left. We lost both lead singers.
Crazy.
I tell you, a shameless plug is I watched an interview with brother Marquise did on Vlad TV. It was actually really good. I mean, talk about getting screwed over. A lot of those guys got screwed over, and he actually said he did not like doing dirty rap. He just kind of fell into it. If you listen to a lot of early Two Live Crew stuff, they didn't have a lot of. It wasn't as dirty. Like when you get to
raunchy,
which one? Move Something, the second record, and then you get to obviously Nasty As They Want to Be. Then that's where they kind of got really, really, on the other level. And the funny thing is, Jimmy, you want to feel like an idiot, or I don't know what you'd feel like, but Two Live Crew, I think Nasty As They Want to Be, or one of them was out in 87 and 88. And I think I was 12 and 13 years old listening to We Want Some, you know what? And
yeah, I remember.
I'm like, what the hell are my parents thinking? But that turned out all right. So I don't know why these people get so bent out of shape over everything.
No, so I made the mistake. I made a little Walkman, with the headphone, and I left it on the table and went out. I think I went out to play some baseball or some crap up the street at the field. And my mom, rest in peace, she walks in and let's see what Jimmy Dee's listening to. Imagine the look on her face. I got chewed out as badly as when we got the letter from the phone company.
Letter from the phone company for your prank calls.
It was easy. It was easy. It's his solo record.
Oh yeah,
that one. Yeah. So she wasn't too happy. Yeah.
Oh, I think any kid in our era had a story like that with their parents. Is absolute, because that was the funniest thing with all like gangster rap and a lot of that. Most of the people that listened to it were like all in the suburbs, all the white kids.
All the white.
I mean,
living with the whites.
The best is like you listen to like Ice Cube living with the whites. I mean, all they're doing is making fun of all the white people, and we're all laughing. Like,
we're like, ah! And then we had our good friend of ours who would install speakers and amps in the car, right?
Oh,
and
yeah.
When he installed the speakers and amps, it sounded great, but then your horn wouldn't work. The windshield wipers.
You hit the horn and windshield wipers go on or something like that.
Yeah. Oh God, the good old days.
You remember them? The 900 numbers. You used to do the
dude,
the ones, the other ones. I got busted by my parents for doing the psych. What was it? The what was her name?
This Cleo.
The psychic hotline. I wanted to see if the Cowboys were going to win the Super Bowl, so I had to call the 900 numbers to find out. My dad got the bill. He goes, "Who the hell called a psychic hotline?" He goes, "Son of a bitch, you owe me $35."
I remember I called the Dave Winfield. It was the Dave Winfield hotline got me in trouble. And the Mean Gene Okerlund.
I was going to say the wrestling one. Yeah,
Scheme Gene got me in trouble too. Dave Winfield was like, you're talking the 80s and 90s. Dave Winfield was like $40, and Mean Gene, that ended up being like $75.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's
how they used to get you, $1.99 minute, second minute, and they had no block on there, so you just
got
it. You just got hey, you talk about the Yugo. That's what my dad had a Yugo, and then we sold it to my brother's friend for like $100. I shit you not. Him and I are driving down the street, and we're going down Atlantic Avenue, and he's sitting there, he looks over and he goes, "We got no brakes." We run through the intersection and don't hit any cars. And then another time, him and my brother went down to the Strip, Fort Lauderdale Strip. He turned and the wheels flew off the car. If anyone doesn't know what a Yugo is, biggest piece of shit car. I mean, just go look it up. But they were like $50. I mean, you can get a car for like $1,000.
You get convertible for $1,100. They had like a convertible model from a country that no longer exists, right? Yugoslavia. Man. I remember that. Speaking of cars, I was with your brother once, and he had the Camaro with the T-tops, right? So now, if anybody knows, if it's July and it's Florida, South Florida, and it's 4:30 in the afternoon, chances are it's going to rain. So we're driving, right? All of a sudden, all right, it's starting to rain. He just looks at me. Oh, and so now we're getting poured on because he left the T-tops at home in the middle of July in South Florida. So we didn't even have an umbrella.
Oh, well, Mikey's right. His era, this generation, they can't get that. Everything's recorded now, so you never get it. The only thing, when he was a kid, his friends were going to play a trick on him. They were going to call him. I forgot. He knows the story better than I do. But they were going to do something to him. So I said, "Let me answer your phone." So I answered the phone, and I did my old lady voice, and I kept just saying like his name. I screwed with him so bad till they hung up. I just kept it was funny as hell. It was funny.
Okay, so what about the night one of our other friends, the Colts fan? We
Yeah.
were hanging out at Tag's house, and we were just crank calling people randomly. It was like 12:30. So he's like, our one buddy says, just dial somebody, give me the phone, right? So dial. he says, hey, you whore! Shut up, you bitch! We called his mom. So he was cursing his mom out. Hey, is this you?
Yeah, is that you?
So click. Imagine cursing your own mom out like that.
Oh man. Oh, I tell you, man, it's some good. I mean, shit, we were lucky. We had a good childhood. I see these kids now that, I mean, they have fun. I've seen it. At least these kids have fun, but they don't have the creativity. They can't get away with all the things because there's cameras everywhere. They can't get away with all the pranks and all the hijinks and all the stupid stuff that we used to do. I mean, we could have a 5-hour show talking about the dumb crap.
And we got to upload an ultra. I'm going to get to that in a second. My Puerto Rican friend at Camp Lejeune had a Yugo with the dice hang. See, that's up my alley, man.
I did.
I remember having pushed to, you know what? So I had this, and I know Mike talked about this car. I had this Dodge Daytona, and I got a really good paint job on it. But anyway, long story short,
Too cheap to pay the $75.
Too cheap. Hey, look, I got a deal. It was $75 just to get the exterior painted. So when the doors opened up and the lights went up, I didn't want to spend the extra $50. So one was red, one was blue, but that's okay. So this car, the battery went dead, and I didn't have a lot of money. Right, times are tough. So for 2 weeks, I had to put. It was a it was a manual. I had to push start that thing to start it for a couple
like
weeks.
Karate Kid.
Like right here. Yes. So imagine me in the parking lot of the apartments where I get to a run and start, jump in, pop the clutch, hope it starts again. If not, push it back to square one again.
Oh
yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, if you hit one of those, yeah, that's not good.
Hey, I remember one time being out. We were at Pete Rose's up in Boca, I think it was, and I ripped one of them damn things out of the freaking ground and took it home. I still got it.
Oh, the barrel things?
The pillar. It goes in the middle of the road.
I know you had a gate you took home.
Oh man, I got cones. I got some of the signs. I got some of the pillars. The gate is resting at the bottom, and I'm gonna come down one time with my scuba gear.
We're gonna find it.
We're gonna find out where it is.
Bayside Bridge, right in the middle. I think it's probably right in the middle.
Exactly. So, and that was a lot of work for me to bring that home. I was plastered that night, and it was about 20 degrees outside. So that's how I found out.
Oh, but yeah, man, it's just good. I mean, I love, I mean, again, nothing against any other childhood, but man, we had a lot of fun, and we all survived. And the crazy thing is I look at our group of friends and the circle of friends. Everybody's doing good, man. Everybody's doing well. Everyone's got a good life, good family, and very, very blessed. We got very lucky for some of the stupid things. We probably, I don't know where we'd be sometimes if, you didn't make a decision here or there. Thankfully, it turned out well. Look where we're at. Now we're hanging out in the cave.
We're having a good time.
Doing something that we always said that we were going to do when we were 15 years old. So, I mean, that's to look back.
No, you see, it all turned out just fine. But but that's the thing. You're right. If the cameras, that's the scary part nowadays. I'm not saying to do shit that's really bad where you're going to hurt somebody, but if you're doing something a little stupid, everything's on film. Everything's being videoed, pictured, and it isn't just cameras. It's ring cameras. It's the light posts have cameras. A lot of
Watch any of those crime scenes. Like, how do you get away with you can't get away with any crime. Like, I watch those shows and they can just piece everything together. Where you're just like with that Gonzalez, was it Aaron Hernandez?
Aaron Hernandez, yeah.
I mean, they found him at the store and then he went here. I mean, they had it done and he was buried.
Yeah.
So, anyway, yeah.
So
yeah, the police never have a sense of humor when it comes to stuff like that for some stupid reason. They never.
No, they don't. Hey, what about our one friend who got 2 traffic tickets in one night, 2 moving violations, 2.5 hours apart? One, he got a ticket for speed, and then 2.5 hours later, he's at a traffic light and chirps his tires, not realizing it was a cop right behind him. Reckless driving.
Reckless drive. Yo, the worst was my dad and I got a speeding ticket on the same street 2 hours apart by the same cop.
Really?
Yeah.
Speed trap.
Yeah, it was. It was on Blunt Road. And I got a ticket because it's like 30-mile-an-hour speed limit. And it's like there's no one down there. So everyone speeds.
Yeah.
And I got one. And then when I got home, I had to break the news to him. I got a ticket. He looked at it. I got one too at the same spot.
Well, that was like your brother and me. Again, we were driving in the Camaro, and we went to Blockbuster to rent Smokey and the Bandit. So we're driving, get pulled over. You know, your brother. Oh, fuck, right. You know what I pulled you over for? Yep. So, where are you coming from? This and that. We went to the Blockbuster, and the cop's trying to get social. Hey, what'd you rent? Smokey and the Bandit. Good flick, man.
Oh, man. It's definitely some good time.
Yeah.
But that's what we do, right? It's the off season. I mean, you can only talk about the Cowboys not doing something for so long. I mean, it gets old and no really moves in the NFL right now. So we're working through the off season. Hopefully there's a good basketball game on. It's coming out in a few minutes, so I know everyone wants to come check it out. And hopefully, if you're a Mavs fan, man, I hope it happens. If you're a Celtics fan, I root for you too. I got no dog in the fight. But again, for all the people, we still got 170 plus hanging. Stick with the cave. Hit that subscribe. Hit the like. Hit the share. We've got some great giveaways. We got a lot of stuff going on with our giveaways at the tailgate. I know we got a Sam Williams autographed jersey that's being donated. We got a George Teague Defender of the Star. We're going to figure something out with that one. That's going to be, we're going to have a raffle for that one, a donation for a lucky winner. We're getting close to our 3,000 subscriber. Once we do that, we got another giveaway. What else am I missing, Jimmy? We're having an NFL Ultimate VIP experience at the Cowboys training camp. The details will follow soon. I'll be partnering with a company, and we're going to be doing a lot of plugs for that, a lot of opportunities for you guys to enter to win. I want someone from the cave to win because I want to hear all the stories and all the great experiences you guys had out in Oxnard, California. It's going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, definitely Teague, and we're going to talk more about Teague next show. I got to cut up some of that tape, and I want to break it down bit by bit because he's talking bad about my Hurricanes. And I just want to correct him on a few things. So definitely check it out. Appreciate everyone tuning in and all that. Jimmy, I'll give you the final word. Is there anything I missed? Anything we got to cover?
You got to get hold of Mr. Teague and set everything straight. So I hope you're going to get that. I hope that next Monday when we're back here, I hope that Dallas comes back and takes care of their business against Boston. And I hope Florida has the cup down in Broward County. So thanks, guys, for coming out tonight. We really appreciate you taking the time. And again, like Mike says, like, subscribe, share. If you're on X, if you're on YouTube or other platforms, or on Facebook, jump over to YouTube. Please subscribe. It doesn't cost you a dime.
Yeah. Hit that thumbs up. If you didn't, hit it on your way out or head over and hit it, man. It helps us, and it don't cost you nothing, like Jimmy said. You guys take care. I'll see you guys Thursday night. Peace out.
Give me somebody that's hungry. Give me somebody that's hungry. I need